Ever since I was a kid, I loved anything with wheels. Cars, trucks, motorcycles. Honestly, if it moved, I was interested in it. Just like a lot of Canadian kids growing up in the 80s, I spent hours playing with my Hot Wheels, building dirt tracks, tunnels, and a little road system with my friends. My first real car came from my grandma after she stopped driving. Now, to be fair, it wasn't a dream car. It was a maroon, four-door Plymouth Volaré with an automatic transmission and the legendary Slant 6 engine. But it was mine. I paid $100 for it, and I absolutely loved that car. It was reliable too, unless I decided to treat it like a muscle car, which it definitely was not. I used to rev it up in park and slam it in drive like some kind of budget street racer. Eventually I blew up the rear end and had to pay a mechanic to replace it. Of course, I still tried to make it cool. I had the windows tinted, Mexican blanket seat covers, and what I thought was a bumping stereo. In reality, it was just a deck, two 6x9s in the back, and a couple Alpine tweeters up front. But back then, it sounded pretty amazing to me. I even hung Dingle balls in the back window after watching Boyz in the Hood, because somehow I convinced myself this thing was basically a lowrider Impala, even though it was about as far from that as you could. As time went on, I started working retail. I slowly saved enough money to move on to another vehicle, but I always missed that first car. Eventually, I got in the automotive trade, working in a repair shop and later managing one. Cars have always been a huge part of my life. And today, while we were in Victoria on spring break trip, I heard about a car that I just had to go see.
Chatsy. That was one of the wheels of John Lennon's Rolls. It's a gas. If you're over 80, that means it's fam. £6,000 worth of 1965 Phantom, inside almost as marvellous as out. Well, perhaps not quite. Now that the supercar has been dolled up in the grand manner, not even a Beatle could wish for more. From front bumper to back, it's been beautifully adorned after the manner of Romany art. The decoration cost £1,000, and as it's John Lennon's car, nobody can imagine what it may fetch if auctioned in years to come.
Hey guys, so today I'm here at the Royal BC Museum, and I'm not here to see the museum, even though it's really cool, because I've been here before. But I'm here to see this car. This is a 1965 Phantom limousine. Now, it's not just any Phantom limousine, as you can tell by the paint job. It was once owned by various owners, but in the end it was owned by John Lennon. And John Lennon had commissioned this paint job. It used to be black. And the artist, the Fool, painted it this color. Now, inside this Phantom limousine is a record player. It's just so cool, represents the cars of the time. Even you look at the wheels and you can just see the hand painting on it and all the psychedelic colors. Now, he had it painted and then he took it to Buckingham Palace to perform for the Queen of England right before the Sgt. Pepper album was released. Such in great shape. Now, I did some backstory on it, and it was originally valued at $300,000. One just went through the auction at $67,000, at Barrett Jackson. That's US price I'm quoting here. Jimmy Pattison bought it back in the 80s for 2.2 million. And since then, he's donated to the BC Museum, BC Royal Museum, and that's where it sits. It comes out every couple years for different exhibits, but today it's sitting out front here, and it's just so cool. The colors are they just pop, but they're not stenciled. They're all hand formed. Typical Rolls-Royce, even the lights are branded Rolls-Royce, along with the spirit of ecstasy there. I kind of find it funny that the spirit of ecstasy doesn't disappear in the grill like the current Rolls-Royces do. Even looking underneath, there's no oil leaks, which is in great shape. I don't know how many kilometers on it, but man, it's in great shape. It's even got the British license plate on the front. You wonder if John Lennon decreased the value when he painted it this color, or he increased it. Probably increased it based off the ownership and the provenance of him. But here it sits at the Royal BC Museum. If you're ever in this area, it's definitely worth seeing. I'd love to see inside it, see the record players, but the windows are so tinted that you don't see it. You imagine what the generation was going through at that time. Even the door locks there, they're like a teardrop kind of style, which is just so neat to see. I love how the artist just did these flowers and you can tell he just freehanded, didn't stencil it or anything. Just the incredible workmanship. And then you even see mistakes there on top of the fender where you can see the paint blotches. Makes it just so real. It's funny, they could have probably done it perfectly, but it wouldn't give it as much character. Now I'm curious if the windows were originally tinted. I'll put some information and some pictures also of it when John Lennon and his son were standing next to it, and then when it went through R.M. Sotheby's auction. But I wanted to share it with you guys, as who knows when it will pop up again, when the museum will pop it up again. Not a big video for you guys today, but I just wanted to show you the car and just explain some of the history of it. Now online, it says it sold for 3 million, but that was 3 million Canadian, and it was valued at 2.2. So that was just the conversions that you see. And the person that owns it and donated it was Jimmy Pattison. So Jimmy Pattison's a multi-millionaire and owns car dealerships and the banks and also lease places. So kind of cool, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'll catch you next Wednesday.
Down at the tire shop, just earning my key, when that elevator dropped, boy, it made me leap. Humpty Dumpty ain't got nothing on me. Doc stitched me up, but they set my leg free. Now I'm part middle, part man, and still kicking life through a curve, but I ain't quitting, one leg at a time. That's how I roll through the twists and the turns. I found my soul, got a Van Dang Grover and a highway to climb, living my best life, one leg at a time.